So make your squat better. I'm doing this series just to give you a few tips on what you may notice in your movement pattern or maybe your client's pattern. So I'm your movement facilitator, Julia. I'm also a personal trainer and a yoga instructor. I do work one-on-one, mostly with general population. And I see some common patterns to navigate with when I see my clients. And most of them just kind of come from the office, and a lot of them would like to get stronger and more mobile, less stiff, and also create better balance as they are progressing towards retirement or whatever activities they do. But anyway, so today I'm doing tip number 2. So if you haven't seen my first video, go ahead and watch it. This is the second video. And today, the common pitfall or pattern, again, from my clients that I see, is a lack of dorsiflexion or ankle mobility. And dorsiflexion is when we're bringing the top of the foot towards the shin, and we want to try to create at least 90 degrees. So because when we're going into that deep squat, as you saw me sitting in my squat, that dorsiflexion of the foot is very important. It's also going to allow you to connect with more balanced distribution of weight between front and back, because squat is that, it's that motion, right? And it's very important, especially when you do work with weight. And I love experimenting with squatting and squatting possibilities in my clients, because squat is a very nutritious and very compound movement, but it consists of all the other little micro movements that make that squat nutritious or maybe not so nutritious, right? So ankle mobility. So if, for example, you ask your client or yourself, if you're kind of self-testing, to go into your deep body weight squats. So as they're going down, this is kind of maybe the point where they start lifting the heels up. That is definitely a sign that they may want to work on their ankle mobility. Of course, there might be other signs as well. There's a possibility of them kind of shifting. Again, we're just going to stop at this one. That's the pattern we're looking for. So you can also test it if they can pass your squatting test if you just simply elevate their ankles, like I have a mat here, but maybe you have plates at the gym. All right, so let's say that maybe that might be enough for this person. So just elevating the heels a little bit. Can I go back into the squat? And now, boom, I sit much better. So just kind of testing that and giving them that option to help them feel comfortable and confident, especially if like they're in the beginning of their strength training journey. That's always good to give them progressions that feel confident to them. But still try to work on their ankle mobility. So another test we can do, this is the ankle mobility test, which could also be your corrective exercise to work on ankle mobility. So if you place your foot here, and if you have a ruler, so that should be 5 inches away from the wall, but we're just gonna approximate. So like your fist and a thumb, we're gonna make about 5 inches. So I'm just gonna do that. Okay, so kind of like this. And again, if you want to make it scientific, just bring the ruler and do that. So now I'm gonna face forward, and I'm gonna imagine I'm wearing a belt and my belt buckle is facing the wall, okay? So I'm actively pressing through my big toe. I'm actively connecting with my tripod foot. And if you're not familiar with all of that, you can watch my other videos. So, and now with that ankle belt buckle pointing forward, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna touch the wall, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna adjust my leg so it's not too far. And again, pointing forward with my belt buckle, I'm gonna touch the wall. So as I'm pressing through my big toe and connecting with my tripod foot, I'm still maintaining the arch connection, so my foot is not collapsing. I mean, it is pronating a little and supinating a little as I'm moving forward and back, but it's controlled, so which is important. So why am I asking you to keep an eye on your imaginary belt buckle? Because a lot of times when people don't have adequate mobility in the ankle, they just kind of like bring this hip forward, right? And yes, your knee touches the wall or get close, but your foot is collapsing, and that gives you that full sensation. You have the ankle mobility, but it comes not quite from your ankle range of motion, but the other parts. All right, so at least that you tested that, and the people kind of passed the test. So then you know, so you might just help them out a little bit more to work on that ankle mobility. And again, that same exercise we just did can be your corrective, just doing that. So if you have people feel some compression in front of the ankle, well, there are some other things could be done. Just kind of be careful with that and be cautious. Also keep in mind about the bone structure and things of that nature. The other way they can also work with ankle mobility is this. Again, at the gym, you can use maybe plates or some other devices. So this is just a step. I'm gonna bring the ball of the foot on the step. The heel is still on the floor. And again, I'm trying to create equal distribution of weight between these 2 points. And then from here, I can just do that. So again, we're trying to work on bringing the front of the foot towards the shin. So that definitely targets our ankle here in the back, the soleus muscles, which is part of the calf. And then if you keep the leg straight and just bring the other leg forward, we're going to more of a gastrocnemius, which is part of that whole equation as well. So you can kind of feel how it feels here. So it's always good to make it dynamic, right? And then just kind of holding it. And then of course, strengthening exercises for calf muscles, the feet, that's always good. That's always going to be helpful. So if you know that it's you or your client and they can definitely benefit from ankle mobility, ankle dorsiflexion, just make that into your strength training routine, and they'll definitely feel much better and maybe also help them stay upright more when they stand up. So again, this is Julia. This is the series that I'm running for how to make your squat better, or just identify some patterns that you could work on to make your squat better. Change the way you move your body, change the way your body feels with Be Well Fitness. Julia.